Okay, so we're diving deep today, right into the heart of Nigerian politics.
All right.
Specifically, this news story that's been making the rounds about President Tinubu's upcoming trip
Yeah.
to Enugu State,
Enugu, yeah.
which on the surface,
Right.
presidential visit sounds pretty standard.
Uh-huh.
But when you look closer, it's actually, there's a lot more going on here. What do you say?
Absolutely. I mean, we're talking about,
Yeah,
the president heading to a state to commission a bunch of projects that were started by the governor.
exactly.
That dynamic there is
Who's getting the credit? What's the message?
Exactly, yeah. And what's the political calculus? So, yeah, definitely a lot more than meets the eye.
So before we get into all of that, for our listeners who maybe aren't, following every twist and turn in Nigerian politics,
Right.
let's start with the basics.
Sure.
Who are the key players here?
Okay. So, on one side, you've got Bola Tinubu,
Right.
the current president of Nigeria.
Yep.
Came into office just last year, 2023. And,
It's long history.
a long history in politics.
Yeah.
His win was
A close one?
a pretty close one, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's important to keep in mind. And then on the other side,
Right.
you have Peter Mbah,
Okay.
the governor of Enugu State,
Who also relatively new.
also came into office in 2023.
2023. So both of these guys are kind of
Yeah, finding their feet.
finding their feet. Exactly.
Yeah, and they're both members of the All Progressives Congress, right?
They are, yeah.
Okay.
So they're on the same team, so to speak.
Right. So you've got that existing alliance,
Yeah.
which I guess makes this whole visit even more intriguing, right?
It does. I mean, you would think that this kind of visit would be
Mm-hmm.
pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Show of support, maybe a little photo op.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the fact that it's happening so early
Yeah.
in both of their terms
Right.
suggests there might be more to it.
Okay, so let's talk about what Tinubu's actually going to be doing in Enugu. Okay, so he's going to be commissioning a bunch of projects.
Yeah.
And from the reports we have, it seems like it's going to be kind of a mix of different things. There's going to be some infrastructure projects.
Like roads, bridges, that kind of thing.
Exactly. It sounds like there might be some social programs involved
Okay.
and maybe some initiatives that are focused on boosting the local economy.
So pretty much hitting all the major points.
Yeah, it seems like Mbah wants to really showcase what he's accomplished so far.
Yeah.
And I think he sees this visit from Tinubu as a way to kind of
Elevate that. Yeah.
elevate
yeah.
that.
And put him on the national stage in a way, I guess.
Absolutely. And, for Tinubu,
Yeah.
it's a chance to show that he's, invested in supporting
Yeah.
governors from his own party.
So a win-win situation.
On the surface, it seems like it.
Yeah. But it still doesn't quite answer the question of why Enugu? Why not any of the other states?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And to understand that, we have to kind of delve into the history of Enugu's political leanings.
Okay, so fill us in.
So Enugu has traditionally been a stronghold for the People's Democratic Party,
The PDP.
PDP, which of course is the main opposition to Tinubu's APC.
Right.
So, Tinubu won the election, but it was a close one. And Enugu was one of the states where he didn't do particularly well.
So could this visit be a way for him to kind of, I don't know, mend fences?
I think that's definitely a possibility. He's going there. He's associating himself with these successful projects.
Right.
He's showing support for Mbah, who is a member of his own party.
Okay.
So it could be a way to kind of, woo voters
Right.
who maybe traditionally haven't been in his corner.
It's kind of a strategic play.
Very strategic.
Yeah.
It's all about consolidating his power base.
But what about the people of Enugu? I mean, how do they factor into all of this?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because on the one hand, this visit could be a really good thing for them. It brings more attention to the state. It could lead to more investment, maybe more federal funding.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, there's also the possibility that people will see right through it.
Yeah, like it's all for show.
Exactly. It's all about politics. It's not really about them.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a risk that this visit won't actually translate into any tangible benefits.
And then it will actually backfire.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think we need to kind of wait and see
Yeah. See how it all plays out.
how the people of Enugu react.
So it's really fascinating, right? We've got this one event,
Yeah.
this one visit,
Mm-hmm.
and it brings up all these questions
Mm-hmm.
about political strategy,
Yeah.
about, potential benefits and risks.
Absolutely.
And it's all tied to this really complex relationship
Hmm.
between the federal government and individual states.
And I think the thing to watch now
Yeah.
is whether this is a one-time thing
Right.
or whether this is the beginning of a pattern.
Right.
Is Tinubu going to start visiting other states?
Particularly the ones
Particularly the ones where he might need.
to shore up support.
Exactly.
So a lot to think about.
A lot to think about.
And I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Exactly. We'll be watching.
All right. That's it for our deep dive today.
Great discussion.
Thanks for listening,
Thanks for having me.
and we'll see you next time.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.